This video is brought to you by Multizone, where you can get your comics, board games, and card games all in one place. Visit multizone.ca and enter Easterling as a promo code to save 10% on your next order. Today I'm painting one of the heroes from Project Elite, and her name is Kara. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a good day. So Kara from Project Elite is primed with Army Green from the Army Painter. And this is a good base because she's mostly all set up in green armor, so it was easier to paint. So I start off with a dry brush of combat fatigues on the entire miniature because I wanted to just highlight right away and not caring about hitting parts that I wasn't going to paint in green later. So at least this way, you don't make a mess with it. And I'll move on to Rigid Brown, which is a Zombicide Invader paint and is a unique paint. And so this is going to go on just some random parts. I saw there's some things in the artwork that had like this brownish color to it, so I'm adding this everywhere that I saw that, and then putting it on some spots that I thought, you know what, it would look good with this Rigid Brown. So don't forget to like and subscribe, folks. I hope you enjoyed these videos, and if you want, you can also donate to my Ko-fi page, and that link will be showing up in the top, and it's also in the description. Here you can donate to help me purchase future painting supplies, recording supplies, and so on, so I can keep making these wonderful videos, which I love to do. Anyway, so Project Elite is a fast dice rolling game, sort of like a tower defense. You got to complete objectives as fast as you can. You got to get rid of those aliens that are coming at you. And I do want to apologize at the moment for the out of focus camera. For some reason, I was trying a new setting and I didn't notice it was always out of focus. She seems to go back in and out of focus, so sorry about that. I hope you enjoyed the video anyways. Alright, so I'm using some Uniform Gray, which is a Warpaint from Army Painter, and this is going to go with some of the armor that was more of a grayish tone to it. There's also certain parts like that you don't see on the back of her, so I'm going to do that as well. This is pretty much just miniatures where you look at the artwork and you say, okay, approximately where am I painting and what am I painting, because you don't see everything on the cards that you're using for them, and there's not much artwork otherwise. Even in the book there isn't too much showing how to paint these guys, so you pretty much go with what you think looks good. Alright, I'm using another unique paint from the Zombicide Invader paint set, which is Gun Black. Actually, it's not unique, it's actually compared to matte black of the regular war paints, and this is actually being used for that big arm gun of hers, or armed cannon. I don't even know what that sucker is, but it is big, and it's going to be all in black. And but not all of it. There's certain parts like this is how I did it with the Uniform Gray. It just gives it a little bit different coloring to it. Alright, now it's time to do the skin, and I'm going to be using some Corpse Pale from the Army Painter. So it's only her hands that are showing and her face, but I also do her hair just because it's easier to come back later and do another color, because on top of green it's not always easy to do certain colors. So yeah, so I do the Corpse Pale in the hair and the face, and then I'm able to do her hair in the right color that I want later on. I'm going to be using a D&D's Marvelous Pigments paint, which is unique in the Army Painter world. It's called Cursed Blade, and this is for the actual blade of that saw that she has. It looks like a big chainsaw. It reminds me of Gears of War, but it's not a gun, this one. It's just a big blade to get those aliens out of the way. Now we're going to go back to her hair, and I'm going to use this thing called Sepia, which is a game ink from Vallejo, because I saw that this was the kind of color hair she pretty much had. Now we're going to start shading this miniature, because I'm leaving the green as it is, just with those dry brush highlights, and I'm using Military Shader, which is a quick shade wash from the Army Painter. And I notice this has a little bit more of a black tone mixed with some green, but it really gets into the recesses really nice, and it's different than the green tone, or I think they have another shader that's got green too. There's other ones too from like Green Horde. It's the Horde shader. It's more like the green tone. Anyways, this Military shader is very different, and I really like it. Using it on, even I think if I would use it on the gray or on other colors, it would be really nice anyways. And now I'm going to be using a flesh wash, of course, for the face and the hands. Just going over that very nicely to get some depth. And we're going to finish off with some dark tone, and this is going to get all the rest of the gray and the brown and the weapons, just to get in there and give it some final touches. And she comes out looking amazing when she's all dried up. And I finish off her base later on, and you'll see that coming up. I want to thank you guys again for watching and visiting my channel again. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and we'll see you all in the next video. Have a good day and get your miniatures to the table.